Always low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
Sometimes you find a soundbite from an interview subject that sets the tone for the news story quite eloquently. This is no exception.
All right, you might want to sit down because this is going to take a minute.
News 25 had the opportunity to discuss the ongoing court case involving Jaysan Gal. This is a case that the district attorney would very much so like to secure another conviction or secure a plea deal after a recently overturned conviction from the Nevada Supreme Court. This is what the district attorney had to say on this matter.
It's a very convoluted story, and the details are kind of gross, so I think it would suffice it to say that he was accused of having sexual relations with an underage female. And then there's all kinds of different charges that can come off of that, but what it boils down to at its essence, that's what he was accused of and convicted of. When I say convicted, he was convicted. That has been reversed. I want to make sure we're clear about that. Jaysan Gal had sued the sheriff's office, and one of the officers who testified at the trial was involved with that, and so the defense wanted to explore that to see if there was possible bias because of there was personal whatever between the defendant and a member of the sheriff's office. The court restricted that, and the Nevada Supreme Court felt that that was improper and that the defense should have been given more of a chance. And I think their thinking was because that person was primary on the case that it was something that the jury should have been told about. So the Nevada Supreme Court kicked it back. The other things involved using that same officer to authenticate text messages, which is really not the way you're supposed to do that, and then using a written document to authenticate Yahoo email, which the Supreme Court felt was not the way to do it.
Jaysan Gal and his attorney were back in Judge Lane's courtroom on the 11th of this month for a preliminary hearing on the new evidence to be presented at Gal's retrial. At the October 11th court date, Judge Lane covered a variety of topics, including whether or not testimony given by Captain Berukowitz with the Nye County Sheriff's Office would have to be given the disclaimer of Brady Cop testimony. This refers to a legal requirement that the defense be notified if an officer has been known to give false or misleading testimony. However, it should be noted, no charges have been filed against Captain Berukowitz in regards to this allegation.
As far as the mention of a Brady Cop, I've been asked quite a few times to declare someone a Brady Cop, and that's not how it works.
Also at issue is a video file that should or should not be entered into evidence.
The second thing is the video that he allegedly showed around and had a civil lawsuit on or something, and I left that out because I thought it was distracting. The Supremes didn't give me guidance because they don't know any more than we do of you should let this in, you shouldn't let that in. So I'm nervous. I tend to lean towards we'll just let in whatever you guys want let in because I don't want the Supremes to reverse it again. But I tend to want to let in that there was a civil lawsuit, what the ruling of it was, and you can say that it involved the cops showing videos that Gal took of the shenanigans, and that's what was on it, without going into detail of what the shenanigans were. I would think the Supremes would say, yeah, you don't need that kind of detail. It's just, what do you call it, lurid or something, explicit? We don't need that.
The tentative date for this retrial to commence will be at the end of May 2022. Conversations are ongoing between Jaysan Gal's defense attorneys and representatives with the DA's office to see if a plea deal can be negotiated and agreed to before the retrial commences.